Hi. A lot of people are affected by loneliness. Loneliness is something that really, really pushes people to beyond breaking points and sinks you into a very, very deep depression. And it's not something a lot of people can handle, or people can handle it, but only for a certain amount of time. Loneliness is very, very bad. It's probably the worst feeling that anyone could ever have, especially if you were in a very serious relationship where you spent so much time sleeping with someone in the same bed and they're just gone now. I've experienced that and it sucks. I'll admit I'm lonely every once in a while, but there are ways to cope with it and there are ways to avoid being lonely. Yeah, loneliness really, really sucks. And the only way that you can really deal with it is completely move on from this person or completely get your mind off of it, which really helps me to an extent because a lot of people, well, you know what, before I get into nighttime, talk about the day. To keep your mind off this lonely person, you just got out of a relationship. Most of the time, if you just got out of a relationship, you're not lonely, you just miss them. But if you are lonely, you haven't been with this person in forever and all that other stuff, you, mm, my throat. That was ridiculous. I can't believe my throat just did that. But anyway, the best way to cope with any type of loneliness, spend a lot of time with your friends, spend a lot of time with your family, watch your favorite movie, listen to your favorite music. That doesn't make you even lonelier. That type of music, like party music, even if it's got one single line in it. It could be a dance song and it'll have one tiny line in it, like Dance Again by Pitbull and Jennifer Lopez. There's this one line that gets me every time. I love that song. I keep my mind off being lonely, and then I hear that one tiny line, which I'm not even going to mention to you guys, because it's probably going to make you even lonelier by watching this video and even hearing that line, because it makes me very, very upset when I hear it. But listen to music that is going to keep you happy and doesn't even have one tiny little thing that's going to trigger your loneliness. Spend most of your time outside, get your mind off of it, hang out, party with your friends, go clubbing, do something completely different, things that are going to keep your mind away from this person. Another way to cope with loneliness is just move on. Moving on is probably the best way to cope with loneliness. It really is going to be insanely hard. I know it was hard, especially from being in a serious relationship with someone for 3 years. And I was also in a serious relationship with someone for 2 years. Yeah, it took out like a huge chunk of my life, I'm not gonna lie. But honestly, I have no regrets except for one, because I was really stupid about one of them. But still, it's gonna be really hard, but you need to get over it. You need to move on from this person. Best way to do it, get rid of everything that this person has given you, or any connection that you have with this person, out. Get it out of your room, get it out of your life, get it gone. It'll help a lot. Remove them from Facebook. Remove them from any social site where you don't even have to see them, don't even see their names. Leave it. Your friends, tell them not to bring the person's name up. You'll be perfectly fine. Everything will be great. It's gonna be hard. You just gotta push through it. The worst thing about being lonely is nighttime. Nighttime gets to me so much because, yeah, everything's quiet, and when things are quiet, I start thinking, and then when I start thinking, I get upset, and then I start crying, and then I'm like, oh my god, he used to sleep right next to me, and all this other stuff, and then it just gets worse. The more serious relationship you were in with this person, the harder it's going to be for you. So I'm just letting you know that now. The harder it's going to be, the longer you've spent with this person. It's going to be a hell of a battle, but you guys can definitely do it if you just take my advice on coping with loneliness. I'm personally still very, very lonely every once in a while. It's okay to be lonely every once in a while. Just don't be lonely 24/7 because it's just going to ruin your life. If you are older and you had someone living with you where they're not sleeping with you anymore, they're not eating with you anymore, you're the only one eating at the kitchen table, two things you could do about that are really going to help. Either you get a pet, some kind of a pet, whether it's a fish or anything that's going to be able to give you comfort, I personally have cats. I love dogs too. They both are pretty much the most amazing things that'll wow things, most amazing animals that are gonna help you cope with any kind of loneliness you have because they're just gonna cuddle with you, keep you happy. But anything can pretty much work that'll just keep you happy along those lines. So I recommend you get a pet or get someone to live with you that's a roommate or move out of your house for a little bit, spend time with your family, get other people around you because you don't want to sit there alone eating at a table because it's just going to eat away at you even more. So I recommend you have someone move in with you or anything along those. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm having like a voice fart. But yeah, anything along those lines I recommend because that'll help a lot. Get a roommate, move in with somebody else, anything. Don't be alone if you were in a serious relationship and you had someone living with you. Okay? At least live with somebody else for a little bit until you're strong enough to move back into a house alone. That's pretty much all the advice that I have for being lonely. So hopefully you guys take it. It definitely has helped me a lot from being in a 3-year relationship to being single as hell. It sucks. And every once in a while you're gonna be lonely, but you just gotta stick through it because as long as you're not lonely 24/7, you'll be perfectly fine. So hopefully this helped you guys.